Leroy here with the latest edition of the 412. In 4 minutes or so, I'll answer one employee question and cover two big topics. This month's question comes from halfway around the world at our Koppers Wood Products facility in Longford, Tasmania, Australia.
Hi Leroy, my name is Tim. My question to you is, we hear you ask the question to others about the top items on their bucket list. What do you have at the top of your bucket list?
That's a great question, Tim, because it's not something I've ever really given much thought to. But now, having done so because of your question, I'd say attending a World Series game, which I've never done. But not just any World Series game, it would have to be the one with my beloved Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, I've been lucky enough to see a Super Bowl live and a Stanley Cup clincher for the Penguins in Nashville in 2017. But I have never been to a World Series game. And my team, the Pirates, have not played in one since 1979 when I was 11 years old, glued to the television watching every single pitch as they defeated the Baltimore Orioles behind Willie Stargell's MVP performance. Now, I won't check this one off this year as the Pirates will once again unfortunately not make the playoffs, but I do predict they'll get there in the next 3 to 5 years and make my dream a reality. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Now on to the first of two big topics, which is our recent Investor Day activities in Chicago. In 2021, Koppers laid out a 5-year strategic game plan to expand and optimize our business and achieve $300 million in adjusted EBITDA by 2025. And I'm proud to say that we're delivering. In fact, just this month, we announced that we're increasing our earnings guidance for this year as we believe that we're going to exceed our short-term goals. It's officially halftime of our plan, and as a way to provide the investment community with an in-depth report on our progress, we recently hosted an Investor Day event in Chicago. Now, on September 13th, members of the investment community toured our Stickney facility to get an in-person look at our operations. Then on September 14th, they attended a 2-hour presentation where I provided a strategic plan update, while Leslie Hyde shared our sustainability story, Jimmy Sue Smith spoke to financial results, and Jim Sullivan gave an operations update and spoke to a few of the key projects that will begin delivering benefits in the back half of the plan. Now, the goal was to share our compelling story about why we believe that Koppers is at an inflection point in terms of our results and generating return for our shareholders. The intent of the event was to attract new investors to our story while also convincing those who are aware but may be skeptics. It was also to give confidence to our existing shareholder base who may be considering an increase in their ownership of Koppers. Now, it's going to take several months to get a better sense of our impact, but early indications are promising as initial feedback's been positive, and our share price has been bucking the downward trend of the broader market, breaching the $40 mark for the first time since 2019 and up over 10% since the event. I want to send a special thanks to VP of Investor Relations Quinn McGuire for leading the charge on planning and executing this event, along with numerous Koppers team members who participated behind the scenes to ensure success, including Denise Young, Lee Swinner, Kate Selowitz, and Monica Snyder for event planning support, Tushar Lovelicker, Dave Gephardt, and Ben Provel for IT and project management, Jason Bach, Seth Herring, Lori Jackham, Dennis Ritchie, and the entire team at Stickney, and Kevin Washington, Jessica Black, and Julia Millman for communication support. Great job, team, for producing a wonderful event. Now for the second of the two big topics this month, I want to talk a little bit about our efforts around inclusion. Now, you'll recall we hired Camille Golub as our program manager for inclusion and diversity at the beginning of this year. And over the last several months, she spent time getting to know the organization and assembling an I&D steering committee of employees that share her passion for creating an environment where everyone can prosper. Now, Camille and the I&D steering committee are excited to share their plans for I&D with the larger organization at upcoming information sessions to be held on October 10th and 12th. Now, at those sessions, they'll speak to the mission and vision of the I&D function, upcoming initiatives that are planned, the roadmap for the future, and how you can get involved if you're interested. Camille recently sent out calendar invitations for those sessions, which will be held at various times to accommodate different schedules and time zones. I encourage you to attend them to learn more. You know, it takes intentionality from all of us to create a company for all. Now, that's it for me this month. Stay tuned in the coming weeks for another upcoming video where I get to sit down with a fellow team member to learn more about them and their experiences at Koppers. Take care, everyone.